Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the adventures of Marrow Arrow. And we are still here in Cazic Thule. We're still level 30, but we are quite close to the level up here. And I can't tell you how awesome this breastplate, this Rubicite Breastplate regeneration has been for the crocodiles. I mean, it's just off the hook. I don't have to stop. I can just keep going and going and going. And, I keep going back and forth on whether or not 30 is a hell level. I'm leaning more towards that it is. And the reason for that is because um, when I was killing some halfling guards, and I was killing them solo, and the XP wasn't as great as I feel like it probably should have been for soloing those guards. So I'm thinking it is a hell level, but then I come down here and I'm killing blues and getting 2% a kill pretty reliably. So it's really hard for me to say, to be honest. Now, something to consider if you just saw me hop in the water and grab a gator, if it is crowded here, you can put in the extra work that other people perhaps aren't as willing to put in, and you can do what I did there. Wow, he bit me hard. So this is definitely a higher level blue. But you hop in the water and hit him with a dot or a snare, pull him out, and then kill him up here. Unless you're like a druid root rotting, then you're fine just chilling in the water, I guess. But nobody likes chilling in the water anyway. But if you're not, um, yeah, you just pull them out. And there's plenty of gators in there, almost always. Because as much as people will be all over the ones up here, for whatever reason, they tend to neglect those ones. So we just keep ripping it up. And we don't even have to use almost any mana. I have a new dot called like a Stinging Swarm. But there's two considerations in this particular instance of whether or not to use it. First is, I think it works like the other druid dots. People claim that if the mob is moving, then the dot only does like half damage. But I've also thought I heard claims that that's not the case on this server. So I'm wondering if any viewers know one way or the other. Is it the case or is it not the case that dots do half damage when the monster is moving? So please leave me a comment in either direction. Had to pull this guy back out of the water there, and snare wore off right there, and he interrupted my recast of it. Let's see. There we go. I still feel like putting on an extra flame lick. And then panic cannibal. And oh, did the snare get resisted? I didn't see that. This guy is resisting a lot of stuff, like regularly. He's really close to not being able to run anymore. Boom. Now he is there. So you see right now we're at 86%. Let's see what we get on this kill. And look at my HP and my mana. It's just ridiculous. And I burned some mana healing that I didn't need to. Really, I could just keep going and going. I could let myself, if it even ever gets down there, I could not heal at all, get down below 50% mana, and then use Bind Wound to do all the healing that I need with the Rubicite. But a lot of these blue gators, they're a lower level than that one. And I find that at the end of the fight, I've gained HP. So we got only 1% on that. So that makes me to be inclined that, yeah, we are in a hell level here. Now, the reason I'm down here is because I want to stay, besides the great XP, I want to stay in Cazic Thule until I finish the Ruby set. Any throne room going on? All I need now, oh, yes, update. I forgot to tell you guys because I did it off camera. On Sunday, I got my Rubicite Breastplate, and I got the Rubicite Vambraces, the arms. That just leaves the bracers and the helm. Now, even if I get the helm, I'm not going to wear it because this one looks better. And, well, not with the set. The whole set would look better, but I love the extra 4 strength and 9 dexterity that this Executioner's Hood has given me. So I'm going to keep that on. But I would like the bracers. They would just replace banded bracers. Not that they have any stats, but they do have more AC, and then they would just look so much better than like this look with the plate style arms, but then like the bare forearms. It's like the plate style shoulders. It's kind of not great. I don't even have enough med time to talk. Let's rebuff, since all of our buffs are down. So we've got new buffs with 30. We got a strength buff. Strength of the earth. We're still using Skin Like Rock for its extra AC. If you look over, you see I have Barb Coat on. Barb Coat is a new self-only small damage shield AC buff. It does a 2 damage shield. I didn't record because I didn't feel like it, and just wasn't a good time also of the day when I was killing some halfling guards, but I was doing that recently for the first 20% or so of this level. And I was using Shield of Thistles, which does another 6 damage shield. It only lasts for 3 minutes, but it's a 6-point damage shield. So every time the guard was hitting me, he was taking 8 points of damage on himself. With some of the lower level guards, they were, for the most part, taking more damage than they were giving me. See, look, I can't keep up with this Rubicite BP healing me. A lot of it has to do with the fact that that I'm fearing. But it's just awesome. So we got our buffs up. Journeyman Boots is about to drop. Let's fresh that up. Let's give ourselves a Fire Fist. And there are more people than I was expecting here right now. So I think I'm on, I guess it is getting a little later now. So I guess the morning crew is settling in. And I think there's just more people here than there usually is in general. So it looks like we're going to be pulling through the water. I'm not going to pull with Snare this time, though. We're going to use Flame Lick, because I want him to come quickly. And I want to pull him way down over here, so I don't have to worry about the water anymore for the rest of the journey here. See if we can hit him with an arrow. No, I accidentally turned on my auto attack, and that activated the cooldown on my arrows. So we got him licked, and we got him snared. So we lay in on the panic right now. Why not? And look, our AC is making a huge difference in combination with the snare. Because since I last spoke, I've picked up the shoulders, I've picked up the breastplate, and I've picked up the boots. And so I've just had a huge jump in AC, right? And you can see how low cost it is on mana. A Flame Lick, a snare or 2, and a couple panic animals. I mean, I wasn't even at full mana. I think I was at like 75, and here I am at 70. HP still 92, and this guy's like on the verge of running, like for good. It's ridiculous. Oh, he resisted that one. Well, that's good. That one might have been a little early anyway. Nobody responded when I asked if there was a throne room group going. So, that being the case, we'll just grind some XP here. It's probably going to be the case on all the weekdays, because this hour that I play it doesn't seem to be a popular one. To catch those raids, you really got to get on more peak hour kind of time. 90, so that brought us up. Actually, I was at 86. The first kill brought us up to 88, and that one brought us up to 90, so we're still getting 2 per. And look at this. I just keep going. There's just no reason to stop. See, this guy resisted the snare at first. There's one for you. With this extra AC and the breastplate, I could face tank him. But there's no need to. going, like 2%, 2%, 2%. It's ridiculous. Now, Classic said he was thinking about coming down here, and he sounded as if he were thinking about, like, he was still thinking about doing it. And I think that's viable, because there are still crocs that are yellow to me, so they gotta be 31 or 32. I can't remember the last time I saw a red con, so that might be the highest level, 31, 32. Might be a little low for him at this point. I just watched his most recent video, so I know he's gotten to 36 now. But the thing is, it might not be best for him as a necromancer. Oh, this guy's really resisting fear and throwing it off when it does land. Because you do have this narrow hallway in which you're kiting, and they always run to the water, and you don't want them to go in the water, so you gotta pull them back. So, I think it'd be a bit of a pain. And there's no money in it. So this is very unusual. This much bad luck with the fear. And I'm getting a little worried. I want to do a fresh snare. I don't want him running off into the water. But even this, like, this doesn't require me to have a med break either. Like I said, I can just bind to 50 and keep going. Chances are, pretty soon I'll have an easy croc that fears nicely, that hardly hurts me when he does get a chance to take a chomp at me. I can't find my cursor right now. I'm moving it all around and I see nothing. Oh, that's because I'm having some USB issues. There we go. That was not a good time for that. Look at my HP now. I'm throwing in a nuke here to help get him low enough to where when this fear wears off, hopefully he just keeps running. It's there. I got a 3% jump on that guy. So 2%, 2%, 3%. Still really good. This is why I go back and forth on the idea of there being a hell level. Because that feels like just a normal progression from where I was before when I was here a level ago. I was getting 2%, 3%, 2%, 3% like this, and now I'm getting 2%, 2%, 3%. So I really don't know. So now that I've gotten to 30 and I've gotten most of the Ruby set, I'm starting to think about what comes after legacy items. And what comes to mind for sure is I need another offhand weapon. See, the problem with this dagger is its proc gets a ton of aggro. Obsidian Shatter does 30 direct damage, and then it does an AC debuff, and the AC debuff really generates a ton of aggro. And like when I was doing the Avatar of Fear to get the breastplate, I actually stole aggro from the Avatar of Fear multiple times when the procced, even though it didn't land, it was resisted. It still stole me aggro, and I got a few hits. And so there's going to be lots of times when I'm not the tank. So I need another offhand that doesn't have that proc. And there's a quest that starts in one of the Karanas. You kill the Ghoul Messenger, and you take this thing that drops off of him to get the Core Forest, and you get a pretty good offhand with almost the same damage ratio as this, what I'm using now. No proc, but some decent stats. Ooh, there's a white croc. Let's do a white. It'll be tough. I'll have to heal up. So I figured I'll get that, and then when I'm not the tank, I can switch out this proccing weapon and generate less aggro. But when I am the tank, I can throw it back in. It's really helpful for aggro. It's very powerful. Like wasn't even taunting or dotting the Avatar of Fear, and I was stealing aggro with this buddy. So pretty cool if you ask me. So even the water crew is getting a little light. I think people have seen me pull from the water, and they're following suit. And these guys might just be pulling from the water in general. But we're going to ding here pretty soon. We're at 93%. So aside from that ranger weapon that I just mentioned, I also wouldn't mind hunting down some of the other quest mobs for the, what's it, ivy etched armor that is available to rangers. And Classic, if you're listening, I was thinking this might be something good for us to do together. Reason being, you have your ranger twink now, and I know you're really planning to use him later on around Looklyn. However, ivy etched is pretty good still, right? So I figured we could do it together, and maybe you could pick up the pieces. I don't know if your necro can pick them up and MQ them somehow. Well, not with your own character, I guess, but if there's some way that would work, maybe you MQ them for me, and I MQ them for your ranger, or maybe you can even just give him the drops. I'm not sure. We'd have to look into what items we're getting off of these monsters. But maybe we could go get what we need for my Ivy Edge and for your Ivy Edge together at the same time. There's some interesting mobs. Some of them, the Ghoul Messenger, I can solo, definitely. But there are others which I definitely can't solo. So, thought that might be something fun to do together. Yep, looks like this mage is all over this pool here. She grabbed that white before I could. She probably rushed it because I was getting involved here. Okay. Well, it's not the only pool from which we can draw. There's also the gloves camp pool. There we go. There's a gator right there. He resisted Flame Lick, and he caught up to me and managed to bite me. Alright, so this one's a blue. But judging by the fact that he resisted Flame Lick, I mean, you can't go off of a single sample size, but he might be one of the higher level ones. He resisted a panic animal as well, so yeah, and he's biting pretty hard. He's hitting me for like 52 sometimes. Just gotta make sure we keep the fear up. And again, we're in no danger. As long as they're snared, I can run away from them and re-fear them and just keep the distance until the fear lands. Just had another obsidian shard proc for 30 damage. Feared again. And see, when the fear is landing nicely, even when it breaks quick, they don't do hardly any damage to me, you know. But when they manage to interrupt me 2 or 3 times, and that stacks with a couple of resists, they can get my HP down. But like 69%, it's gonna be up to like 83% before this, or no, like 73, 74% before this fight's over, unless he does that again. Now he got a good bite of 58 on me. Alright, I'm getting a little worried about the... First of all, fresh Flame Lick. And fresh snare. He can no longer run, but he can definitely, yep, do that. Feared again. And that should be it. Still at 53% mana. I forget what it was at before, but I know it wasn't full. It might have been around like 80. Maybe less. And that's that. It's just so fast for me down here. I can just keep going and going and going. Pretty much non-stop. I feel like I got something in my throat. Hope I'm not getting sick. There, 95. I believe that's a 2-point jump. But who knows how close we are to 96. You know? So it looks like the glove group is not yet pulling the named. They're even ignoring this alligator here. We'll take this one. Oh, looks like that one's taken. Okay. What else we got? There's one. He's yellow, so we don't want him. We also want to be careful about the big boss around here. There we go. I'm wondering if we'll aggro the steel golem if we grab this gator. I don't think so. No. I went with the snare because we are in his water. I don't want him to catch up and be biting the crap out of me. So we'll come over here, wait for him to catch up to us here. That does mean that we are going to have to refresh snare a little sooner than we might otherwise have had to. And see, this is just so simple. Like, I feel like this is a lower level blue. He didn't even land barely any bites on me. He hit me for 24 damage. He took quite a few bites at me. And I'm landing higher hits. So this is one of the lower level blues, and it's just so easy. Minimal mana cost. Fear is gone. Just throw in another one. He only hit me for 17. So, like, when you get alligators like this, they still do almost the same amount of XP, it seems like, anyway. And they just, like, you gain HP pretty much throughout the fight with the Rubicite Breastplate. You hardly use any mana. I was at, like, less than 60 mana, and I'm still above 50. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. And one last fear, just to mitigate some potential damage. There we go, he's running. I think he even he interrupted the fear and then ran anyway. So thanks, buddy. Save me some mana. We're at 95. This should go up to 97. Yep, 97. Like, I have not paused this video at all. I forget what I started at. Was it 80 something? And look, I'm at 97 now. And look, just start another one right away. Why wait? There's no reason to wait. We're so good right now. Snared. Panicked. Licked. He resisted one snare. No biggie. Mana cost is so minimal. 68% HP. It's just ridiculous, I think. Now, I don't want him going in the water, so I'm going to come back, hit him with an arrow on the way. Oh, or miss him with an arrow on the way. Hit him with another one, or miss him with another one. Throw a nuke in for fun. I probably should have panicked animal. Like, if you're worried about getting damage, you panic them before they get to you. It's just as simple as that. I'm not as worried about it. Rubicite Greaves rot? Greaves are the legs. We gotta get over there. We have got to get over there. There's a throne room growing. I'm thinking we'll level, and then we're gonna head to the throne room and see if we can't get a helm and or a bracer. Probably not. I asked if there was a throne room group going, and nobody responded. So I feel like they don't want more people for some reason. Maybe they're planning on disbanding soon or something. Gosh, really? I don't want to fear you again, but I don't want to take much extra damage. Look, he got me back down to 69 and then 67, 64. Prior to that, I had gained quite a bit. And look, I'm still good for another one. But I'm going to take a break for a second just so I can do hide corpse. I'll get these corpses out of my way. Now let's see. Journeyman's boots are about to wear off. Here's a yellow. There's a blue. Alright, here we go. Here he comes. And we start casting snare right away. Boom, he's snared. We're slightly lower health, so why not just pull him back a bit? hit him with an arrow on the way, and panic him before he gets to us. Boom. And this, I think, this is gonna ding us. We're gonna hit 31 on this one. And look at that, we're gaining HP again. Archery went up to 122. That's nice. I'm hardly using any arrows, but I like to throw them in here and there when I can. They are expensive arrows, but when they hit for 16, 20. I had a couple criticals that, I think the biggest critical I saw was 40 or 44. So why not throw those in there occasionally in the mix, like right now. Here's a 18. Throw an ignite in there with another arrow. Now I think we need a fresh snare. I hate it when the snare wears off. Like, we might have finished this guy off without needing that fresh snare, but I just hate it when the snare wears off. And here we are, still at 64% HP. We're down to 21% mana, but I think we started with like 44 or something. So, and I threw in an unnecessary nuke in there, just for why not? Because I had the time. Like, you could just not nuke at all. You could even just not flame lick at all if you prefer. It's probably not really even worth flame licking, but I like to do it anyway. It is an AC debuff, slight, but who knows? Who knows in the grand scheme of the min-maxing game if it's better or worse. So many factors to consider. Here we go, level 31. And then we're gonna met up just a little bit, rebuff, and we'll head to the throne room. Hopefully they'll be more amenable to a 31 ranger than a 30 ranger. You know what I mean? Well, we jogged over here to the throne room, and even though someone said Rubicite Greaves are rotting not 10 minutes ago, there's nothing here. Everything's up. Nobody's camping it, so that's not happening like we thought. Which is fine. We'll just, what's an alligator doing out here? He's on the run. He got away from somebody. That's funny. That's funny. They'll just let him come back, I guess. Looks like there's an entrance group. So what we're going to do, in light of that, is we are just going to return to the gators and keep grinding it out. This is the way to the gators, and for those of you who don't know, I should have showed it more clearly. But basically you go, once you go out that door into the courtyard, you just go above the door, and you open the little door, and you go down some ramps until you come to a well. You jump down the well, swim out through the cave, and voila, here's the gators and the gloves. Alright, our HP is cranking, our mana is not. We're gonna kill one real quick here. That last kill we did got us 2% into our new level too. Oh, I don't have panic up. That's all good. We will root him. I have my buffs out still. Where is panic animal? There it is. And let's also get Fire Fist out. Since he's rooted, he's not going to run anyway, so let's take advantage of this time. We can med just a wee bit. And throw a Fire Fist on ourselves. And let's just go at it. Let's see how we do on face tanking for a little bit. Help level up our defense, right? And when we see the roots break, which should be soon enough. Like, if I wanted to, I could throw, I should have thrown on my thistle coat since I had him rooted. There, it wore off. And would get that extra 6 points of damage every time he bit me. But look, he did hardly anything to us. We're still at 88%. That's perfect. Because we have the BP on anyway. So anyway, Classic, if you're still watching, maybe look on P99. Check out that ivy edged armor. We get some stats from it. Seems pretty nice. I'm thinking the bracers I want. They give us a little bit of dex. The arms might not be bad. I forget what other pieces I was attracted to. The chest piece looked really good too, but I don't see myself taking off this breastplate, right? But almost any other piece I think is worth going for. Also, there's if you search for the Ghoul Messenger, you'll see the weapon quest that I was mentioning. I forget the name of the weapon, but if you search for the Ghoul Messenger P99, I'm sure it'll come up with the quest that it's associated with attached. And that looks like a really nice weapon for us. Ooh, I forgot to re-snare. See, gotta remember to re-snare. As rangers. Got like some strength and some wisdom, I believe, plus a pretty decent damage ratio. Was it like 623 or 626 or something? This one's 625. So it's about the same as what I've got on now, the Obsidian Shard. It's primary or offhand. Another one that I was told to look at is the Orc Impaler. So I was thinking, since we both have rangers, it might be cool to do some of these ranger gear quests together. So let me know what you think about that. Anyway, we are now level 31. And we only got 1% from that kill. Interesting. See, makes me feel like it makes me feel like 30 was not a hell level. Could be mistaken though. But anyway, AOF Courtyard seeking tank rep. Maybe I'll do that. Tank for about an hour. Could do it. Let's see if they take me. If they send me a tell, I will go. If they don't, I will just continue to grind here and then watch a little more Blade Runner with my wife. That's what I really should do anyway, to be honest. The last couple nights have been game nights. So I'm not going to go out of my way to go over there. If they send a tell for me, I will go, though. Get that XP. I need to catch up to Classic. He's 36 now. I don't have to med right now, by the way. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? He resisted my snare. Not that time, though. I do like the dots. I don't want to panic him this close to the water. Let's pull him back. Let's hit him with an arrow. Let's hit him with an ignite. And another arrow. I like that critical hit, 15 damage. It's always so funny when I get a critical hit that's less than my usual hits. It's like, whoop-de-doo, thanks for that. Alright, he resisted a fear. This feels like a slightly tougher one. Because he also resisted a snare on the pull. But yeah, you guys, not much else to say. Thinking about doing some quests. Thinking, oh, Classic as well. I hope you're still watching. I think you are. I was also thinking we could do some interesting stuff if I can catch up to you. And you don't need to wait for me at all. We can still do it even if we have the level gap. But I was thinking, since I have Harmony and Outdoor Zones, and maybe there's some interesting dungeon stuff we could do. Like I was thinking Mistmore I don't think is all that crowded, especially if we were to play together, it would be your early morning time. The pop isn't so bad. And I've never explored the Mistmore Castle, but I've heard great things about it. So maybe, who knows, maybe we could as a duo do some interesting stuff in there where, you know, I Harmony and I'm able to pull some singles and we can kill some stuff there. I mean, we can't really do the kiting as much, but we could do tanking. I've got a damage shield now. I've got a dot that may or may not do full damage when the mob isn't moving. It may always do full damage. Again, please, if anybody knows anything about that, please say so. So I was thinking it would be cool to take advantage of that in some zone if it weren't too crowded. Mistmore, that's a possibility. Unrest, right? I was thinking also high keep those guards, you know, with the fine steel. Where are you going, buddy? Did the snare really wear off? You gotta be kidding me, and I can't see my target now. We're just gonna let him come back when he's ready. But yeah, ranger quest items, and you know, on those rare occasions when we actually can both meet up and play, do something interesting. Go after a quest or go after like a named mob in a dungeon somewhere. Just like see how it goes. We might die, I guess, you know. Oh, don't need that panic. A little lazy on this kill, let my HP get low. But again, it's no problem. We're at 3%. Let's see how this does. Now that last kill only gave us 1%. It could be a level variance issue. But it does make me feel like 30 was not a hell level, because you saw the percentages we were getting on these kills at 30 as well. Let's see what we get here. See, that gave us 3%. Oh man, just when you think you got it figured out, flips the other way around. But yeah, for now, this is our game plan. We're hanging out in Cazic Thule, soloing these gators, getting mad experience, although getting no money, and constantly checking to see if there's a throne room group until we finally get one. We get in there, get our bracers and our helm, have the full set, even though I've always been talking multiple times about how I don't care about getting the full set. Once I got these arm pieces, I was like, I have to get the bracers. Like, this looks horrible. And if I'm going to get the bracers, I might as well get the helm, because that will be the last piece that I don't have, and it's in the same camp. So, just gonna stay here, and I got this awesome solo spot here. Awesome solo spot. So, why not stay here, get the levels, and get the pieces. Still got some time. It's December 11th as of this recording, even for America, because it's late at night. And we still got time to waste here leveling and trying to get these pieces of Ruby before we really feel any pressure or rush to go get our Manastone and our Guise. I am excited about those, but I'm glad I did the breastplate first, because this is really paying off. It's just unbelievable how much HP. Like, I bandaged up to 50, or like 52 or 53, and I'm already 58 now, and it just keeps going up. Like, med breaks are practically unnecessary. Like, I could literally just bandage to 50 and go, as long as I have 20% mana, comfortably go. Look, we got spawn right in front of us. Like, life is good, man. Anyway, you guys, I hope you liked this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm just kidding. Just wanted to say it. It came to mind. Peace and love until next time.